Hello and OMG, welcome back to my channel where today I have a fun quick video for you because I'm going to be showing you a summer makeup routine that I have put together that is light, fresh, beaming, and gleaming. So if you want to see how to get this very easy look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so we have the hair back because we're going to get into this summer makeup routine, and I came up with this routine because where I live, it is getting very hot. I assume where most of you all live, it is summer and it is getting just as hot, and when it gets this hot, I typically don't like to wear a full face of makeup because to me, it just ends up looking cakey and whatnot, and let's be real, like when you're outside and it's hot and you're sweating and you're wearing a full face of makeup, it's just an overall really bad combination for your skin. So I wanted to show you all a very simple makeup routine that you guys can implement into your summer makeup routine that'll give you more of a fresh face, a more natural look, a more bronzy look that kind of just goes with the whole summer vibes. Now, that's not to say that wearing a full face of makeup is bad. If that is your jam, go on, do your thing. But for me, I just don't want a full face of super, super heavy makeup during the summer. So what I'm going to first start off with is the Porefessional Hydrate Primer from Benefit. Right now in particular, my skin is very dry. So if you have an oily complexion, this might not be the routine right now for you. I will try to come up with a routine for oily skin because what I'm going to be using today is more like hydrating products. And when you use more hydrating products, it really doesn't mesh too well with oily skin. As we all know, it just ends up making you more oily. Now, I like this primer in particular because I have pores and this helps to really smooth them out, make them look like I don't have any, which was the whole point. Now, I know I think it was Gabriel Zamora or some influencer had posted like, let's talk about primer. And is it really like a gimmick? Like, what is it? Does it really work? I would say certain primers work for me, like these ones right here that smooth out your pores, but other ones I really do feel like are kind of like a hoax. Now, one part of my summer makeup routine that I absolutely love to implement is either putting on an Illuminator, and I have two right here. I've gone over these on my channel before. This one is from Iconic London. This one is in the color Original. This one is from Eloise. It's their Body Glow Illuminator in the color Champagne Rich. I absolutely love these for underneath the skin because they give you such a glow. And for me, summer is all about vibes and glowing and all of that. This one is a little bit too dark for me right now, but if you are of a darker complexion, this one might work for you. I'm not self-tanned right now, so I'm going to go with the lighter one in Iconic London. Give it a little shake just because it's been a minute since I've used it. And all you need is like the smallest drop because it kind of goes on intense. You can use this as like a highlighter. As you can see, it's really pretty. Just gives you an overall glow. I like to just put this in the high points of my face for summertime, just so I can get that glow. Feels good to be filming back here on the channel. I have so much that I want to do. I have kind of like another channel I want to start. I'm just kind of nervous about like the idea of it, but I definitely have like a lot of things I want to do. I want to start my own business. That was my goal for this year, but this year has kind of taken a toll with everything that I've been going through. And then I kind of did not cover what was going on with my family in my previous video about the loss of my bunny, just because I kind of just got sidetracked by what I was going over. But my father in particular got hit with COVID pretty bad, and he's dealing with some like aftermath effects of it and everything like that. That's kind of just like taking a toll on the family where we're all just really trying to help him get better and things like that. So that's also what's been going on. You know, when someone in your family needs help and is not feeling too well, it definitely becomes your priority, and you know, maybe not in the mood to do certain things. So he's getting better though, so really, really happy about that. But that's what was going on. So I also realized I say the word a lot. So I'm going to try to be more cognizant of that because it's super annoying. So now that we have done the primer and the illuminator where we're looking very seamless and everything like that, my skin is not perfect. I've been working on my skin a lot. I've been doing a lot of days with no makeup on, and it really does help. But next step in this summer makeup routine is using, instead of foundation and concealer, a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream. I have two right here. I have the Pearlie's Ageless Glow Serum BB Cream in SPF 40. This one right here is really, really good for summertime. And I've also gone over this one as well. This one I think is a little bit more expensive. This is Studio Makeup. It's a tinted moisturizer with hyaluronic acid. I absolutely love both of these. And the reason why I suggest using a tinted moisturizer is because they don't give you full coverage. Let me shake this. They do give you coverage. Here we go, Sam. They do give you coverage, but it's not going to go on cakey whatsoever. So I'm just going to put a few drops just because I do have some discoloration. Like you can see, this is a tinted moisturizer. You all don't need me to explain what a tinted moisturizer is. There's enough people on Instagram and YouTube who go over that. This one literally smells like a sunscreen. So I just apply this all over. And as you can see, it's given me a light coverage, but not an overwhelming amount of coverage. And that is exactly what I want for the summertime. I kind of don't mind if I'm not going somewhere, if I'm not going to an event during the summer, I don't mind my actual discoloration and imperfections showing through, just because I do go for more of a natural look during the summer. Now we're not going to really focus on the eyes today. Today is more about face. I'm just going to do a very light eye look, but I wanted to just go over a really quick complexion summer makeup routine. Now, if you look at my complexion up close, you could still see like the discoloration, the imperfections and whatnot, but it's nothing too bad. If you want just a little bit more coverage, I suggest adding just a little bit more of a pump, which I'm going to do underneath of my eyes because that is my problem area. As you all know, I have chronic sinusitis, or if you're new here, hi, I have chronic sinusitis, caused me to lose a lot of sleep. So I have under eye bags, discoloration, things of that sort. You could bring this down the neck just so it matches, but this one right here in particular from Studio Makeup, I absolutely love. I had gotten it in a BoxyCharm when I was subscribed to BoxyCharm, but and I recommend that you all get one of these or get a tinted moisturizer. I either like Perlice or this one right here. So these are really, really good. Now I have a darker shade in the Studio Makeup tinted moisturizer. The one I use for my all-around complexion is in the color, where's the color? I always forget where the color is on this one. I use it a lot. You can see it's very squeezed. Okay, there's no color on here, but to give you perspective, I'm more of like a sand complexion, neutral complexion. Like for example, in Milani's 2-in-1 concealer foundation, I'm in the color Creamy Natural. Anything beige. So if you're along my complexion, go with something in that realm. This one right here is a darker color. And what I use this one for is more of the bronzing portion of my face. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I do. So I just take the tinted moisturizer. And this one is truly for darker skin tones, but I use this one for bronzer. And if you are someone who is fair skinned like me and you can go ahead and find one in a darker shade that you can use as bronzer, go ahead and do so. This basically gives you a lighter cream contour than using a cream contour, for example, from like Huda Beauty. Their Tantour I know is pretty thick. I use the Milk Makeup cream contour stick in the color Baked. That one is pretty thick. So this right here gives you more of a lighter coverage, but it still gives you that bronze look if that is something that you are going for. And I definitely need that because I have a larger forehead, as you can see. It's kind of like one of the areas I'm a little self-conscious about. So I definitely have to contour every time just for me to feel confident. Now I'm using a sponge. Typically I do use brushes to put on my makeup. I'm going to use a little bit of whatever's left over on the jawline. I just feel like when you use a brush using tinted moisturizers, you see the brush streaks and it's not cute at all. So I highly suggest that when you are using tinted moisturizers and things of this sort to use a sponge because it's just easier for application. I feel like you get a little bit more into the skin and you're more pouncing it in. So it really does, in my opinion, last longer. So just some little tips. Okie dokie. So the next part of this summer makeup routine is using from Wander Beauty their Double Date Lip and Cheek little duo right here. This one right here is more of a cream blush, but you can also use it for your cheek. I'm just going to go ahead and tap in. Now, the level of blush you want to apply is completely up to you. Some people during the summertime really like a blush look so that they could just look like almost like a natural sunburn. We're going to put a little bit of powder over this, so it's okay if you kind of just go in because you want this to pop through the powder. This is kind of like, I think what drag queens would do is when they paint under the skin and then they put powder over. I want to say that's the technique that I've heard this from. So you got to give credit where credit is due. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on my nose, a little bit on my chin. Now I know it looks a little bit crazy, but you're gonna see that once we put powder, everything just meshes in and goes in pretty seamless. I'll go ahead and just kind of mute that. So this is what we're looking like so far. Now you can go ahead and add some more Illuminator on top of what we've already done, but for me that's a little bit too much. But if you really want it to shine, or if you're taking photographs where you just want to be beaming and gleaming, you would definitely want to apply more Illuminator, but I don't want to do that. So the next step is we're going to be taking the Huda Beauty translucent powder in the color Sugar Cookie. I have another color of this one. I have it in more of a pink, which I'm going to try. This is a little bit more of a heavy powder. But what I like about this powder is that it sets your face all day. Now, you could skip this step if you don't think you need to apply powder. In my T-zone, sometimes during the summer, I get oily. So I have to put on some type, not oily, but like my skin, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like I'm dry but oily at the same time. So you could say it's a little bit of combination skin as well. But I have to put on at least a little bit of powder to set, or else my makeup is going to move throughout the day. And I don't want that. But this is basically going to lock everything into place for me. Again, it is a heavy powder. You can choose more of a lighter translucent powder, but you could see how that kind of like mattified and dimmed down everything. So as you can see, even with the Huda Beauty powder on top of everything that we just did, I still do look beaming and gleaming and everything of that sort. And that is the point. You could still see my imperfections and all of that, but I'm still getting some type of coverage. And that is the whole point of this makeup routine. So the next part of the routine is bronzer. And we're just going to lightly bronze over what we already did. You could see the blush peeking through, but I kind of just want to emphasize the bronzer. So I'm going to go in with this Ace Beaute Bronzed in Paradise palette. This one is really good. I want to say I've gone over this one on my channel before. If you don't have it, it's really nice because it has a range of bronzers available for you. I'm going to go ahead and mix in the lighter one with the second one, and we're just going to go ahead and do the classic bronze. Now, because we used the tinted moisturizer, I'm going to do more of stamping motions instead of gliding motions with putting on the bronzer, just because I feel like it goes in better, or it goes on better. So as you can see, I'm more tapping and tapping rather than circular, right? Rather than the normal way. You can see this kind of just brings back out the bronzed look. And then we'll tap some on the forehead, have it meet the temples. And I'm going to contour my nose just a little bit, just because, again, I don't really like my nose. It's kind of like my little problem area as well. This is up to you. You can literally just take your brush and go over the bridges of your nose with the leftover bronzer. But if you're somebody like me who just doesn't like their nose, then you can go ahead and do this step. Another thing I do just to make my lips look a little bit fuller is add some bronzer underneath of the lips and then on top. I feel like on camera, my blush looks more bright than what it is in person. So just because in person it's looking a little light, I'm going to go ahead and just take some more blush and apply some on. So for blush, I went in with the Alamar Cosmetics Colorete Blush Trio, and I just used the middle color, which is in the color Isla. If you do not have this blush palette, it is another one that I do recommend. Now for eyeshadow, I'm just going to go ahead and take the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Eyeshadow Palette. I did an entire video on this palette. If you do not have it, it is a summer must. You must get it. I'm just going to go ahead and take the color Caramel and place it all over my eye. And this is just going to give you that bronzy look. And again, this is such a quick makeup routine, but because I'm talking it out and I'm going over it and I'm chatting with you here on camera, it's going to take longer than what it normally takes. But this is super quick, especially if you're someone on the go, you're working in public and you want more of a bronzed look, but you don't have time, but it's summer and you still want to look cute and not wear as much makeup. This is all of that combination for you. It almost looks like you're putting it on sloppy, but you know, you're just putting it on quick. And it all goes together towards the end. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take the color Frothy, which is the lightest color, for underneath of the brow. And tap that on. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush I used for caramel and then just blend in that brow bone. And I'm also going to go back in with this brush and go ahead and smooth in that cream or that contour, the light contour we did. I'm going to use the color Frothy because, again, with this palette, you can use it for more than one purpose. Now we're going to go ahead and add some highlight, which some of you might be thinking, oh God, that might be too much, but it's totally not. You can definitely choose to go in with highlight or not. I'm going to use the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter. This is it right here. It's really, really pretty. You can find Laura Geller a lot at Marshall's. I want to say, I think I've even seen her products at Ross. This is more of a very, very affordable makeup brand. I will say her eyeshadows are not that great, but everything else that I've tried is pretty good. So this is definitely a good highlight. Look at that beam, you guys. This is like such summer vibes. A little bit on the chin. This is really pretty in person. In camera, I feel like because it's darker in my room, it's looking just like, looks like a lot, but it's really, really not. So I went ahead and put on mascara and I used the Blinc Ultra Volume Tubing Mascara. I am in the market for a good mascara that really lengthens, gives volume, separates the lashes, but also doesn't run on your bottom lids. I get that a lot sometimes with certain mascaras. If you have any mascaras, and I don't like waterproof though, if you have any non-waterproof mascara recommendations you could provide to me, please comment down below. My sister as well was looking for a mascara, and I honestly didn't even have one that I could recommend to her. She was looking for a dupe for the KKW one, but she couldn't really find anything. So mascara is like that one area I'm definitely not an expert in or very knowledgeable in. So please let me know what mascaras work for you. I mean, I have ones that I could recommend to people, such as like if you want waterproof, definitely the Maybelline Sky High mascara one is really good. It's just taking that mascara off is, oh my God, quite the journey. It is really difficult to get off. The other mascara I could recommend is the one I'm using. I'm not 100% happy though with it because it is kind of goopy and it kind of clumps up a lot. So I'm definitely looking for something that spaces out the lashes, gives volume, because my lashes are growing. They're not as bad or as short as they used to be because I haven't been wearing falsies too much. So let me know. Now for eyebrows, I'm just using the Milani Precision Brow. This one is in the color medium brown. I want to say it's a new color. I was out of this product, so I went to Target and all they had was this color. This is a really popular eyebrow pencil. I could definitely see why. I've been using it for a long time now, so I recommend this if any of you are in the brow market. To set the brows, I am using the Benefit Cosmetics Brow Gel Setter in the color 3. This one is like a light brown, but it's so subtle you could barely see. I'm just using this so that it holds down my eyebrow hairs. So I just added mascara onto the eyes, and that's how we're going to leave it as is. We're not going to add lashes, but you definitely can, just because I wanted this to be more of a complexion look. Now, as far as lips go, we're going to be using the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Kiss Tinted Cupuacu lip butter. I hope I am saying that right. I definitely don't think I am. This is what it looks like. I have lip liner on it, so let me just go ahead and take it off so I could show you in its true form what it looks like. So just bear with me. Kind of got a little messy from me cleaning it up, but this is what it looks like. It's just like a corally peach. Let me go ahead and wipe this off. Now, I'm definitely someone who cannot wear lips, lipstick, lip anything without some lip liner. I just feel like it doesn't give me the same effect. So I'm using the color Sweetheart just to give my lips some type of lining. I'm just shading in the edges. You could skip this step. You could just go straight into lip balm, lip gloss, whatever you want. But this is what I'm going to use. And see how it just gives like the slightest bit of color. And it smells good. It smells like coconut a little bit. Now, if you wanted some like extra sparkle or a little something something, you can add some Shimmer setting spray. This one is from Iconic London. It is their Prep Set and Glow. It is such a good setting spray. This will just give you more of an all-around glow. You don't really need it. It's completely up to you. And that is pretty much the look. So this is the final look. I know on camera it's definitely looking very deep in these areas, but in person it is a lot lighter than it looks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm using natural lighting and I'm not using like those blinding lights that influencers use that just blur out the makeup, but at least you could really see what my texture looks like, what my discoloration looks like, and how this is very much a light coverage. So this is a perfect look for the summertime, just because again, it is something very light, very beaming, very gleaming. It's not too heavy. It is something that isn't going to really move when you go outside. If you get hot and you sweat, you're really not going to see it because you're wearing such light makeup anyways. And it's just an overall bronzy look. I mean, you could do this look year round. I just feel like this look is more tailored to a summer look. So I will list all the products down below if you weren't able to jot them down while I was talking. So anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Leave some recommendations down below for maybe some other summer makeup looks that you would like to see, or any other combinations you would like to see. I'd be more than happy to look into those for you. So please always remember to spread peace, love, and happiness. I will see you all in my next video.